I want my HTV. I want it now, and I want it live. Yay! A couple of one or two announcements before I get started. My friend on Facebook, Tim, gave me a heads up, and I wanted to give all of my friends on YouTube a heads up. He wrote to me and he said, "Hey Holly, if you know of anyone else here in Victoria, BC, Canada, would you please pass on an advisory, if possible, op involving crisis actors being sought by Kalian.com/careers Ontario. Tim just learned today from True Reporting that they're hiring crisis actors in Victoria, BC. So guys, heads up. And I hope if I didn't say this right, it's Kalian Careers. C as in cat, ALIAN as in Nancy. So I wanted to give you guys out that heads up and that warning to let you all know what's going on. Now, what I wanted to do with you guys, if you don't mind, is I wanted to watch. Is that going to work? Yes, it is. Okay, sweet. Sweet. Okay, I'm still figuring out this OBS software, but so far, so sweet. So what I wanted to do with you guys is watch my interview. This was just released today. That is me in the video. This is my testimony on Hear The Watchmen channel with Mike Kerr. But I wanted to stream this live with you guys because I'm not sure if you follow Hear The Watchmen or not. But I hope you don't mind if I sit back and watch my interview along with you guys. Hey, Mel Monty, how are you, sweetheart? Jesus Christ is the only way. Yeshua blessings. Yono, it's great to see you, Brother Shalom. Doc Michael, I love you. Uncle Obvious, it's great to see you, sweetheart. Deb, I love you. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. And if you don't mind watching my interview with me, here it is. This is my 50th interview. I've spoken at a university before. I've spoken at 2 conferences that Coach Dave gave. Hey, Lou Girly, I love you. And so I've done public speaking before. Life's a Mirage. I love the video that you made, your latest one. It's awesome, awesome. You take great footage, and I love the music that you put along to your videos. So anybody out there, please check out Life's a Mirage. She has an awesome website. Okay, so this is, I guess, my 6th time meeting with Mike Kerr, but he only posted up 4 of our interviews. And that's fine. There was no issue, well, maybe technical difficulty issues, but I did actually get to meet with Mike Kerr face-to-face between May 31st and June 2nd of this year at the Long Island Spiritual Warfare Workshop that Russ Dizdar and Thomas Dunn held. But yeah, this is my very first interview since my book release, and I hope you guys don't mind, but I'd like to watch it with you, and I'd like to see what you think. So without further ado.
Hi everybody, it's Mike from Hear The Watchmen, and we're coming at you today from our new studio. It's not completely done yet, but we're getting there. And I just want to thank everybody who helped contribute to make this possible. I also want to remind everybody, go to hearthewatchman.com. The Dallas conference is coming up March 5th through the 8th. It's at the Hilton DFW Executive Lakes Conference Center. It'll be the 5th year in a row that we are there. But you need to get your tickets because it's a smaller conference. It is a training conference. It's the Remnant Warrior Conference. So you want to get there. You want to be a part of this. Go to the website again, hearthewatchman.com. You can see everything about it. And if you buy a ticket, use the code Mike20 and you will get $20 off your general admission price. So today, we have one of my dearest friends that I've met on my journey here with Hear the Watchmen. Her name is Holly Baglio. She's had a phenomenally interesting life from the outside looking in. I mean, I'm sure it was a little bit scary for her, but she's doing some wonderful stuff today. Holly, talk to us a little bit about this new autobiography that you have.
Well, thank you for having me on, Mike. It is so great to see you again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I finished my autobiography in October, and December 7th, I posted it up online for free for everyone to read. It's about 70 pages long, so it's an easy read. It doesn't take very long. Also, on my website, I uploaded 70 drawings I made of dreams and visions that Heavenly Abba has given to me. So when you read my book, I also have the drawings to go along with what I'm trying to describe. So it's all up online for free on www.hollybaglio.com.
And that's spelled Baglio, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Holly, give us a brief synopsis of what you talk about.
I talk about what it was like to be an ex-super soldier. Well, I am an ex-super soldier, but I talk about what it was like to go through the MK Ultra projects. I talk about my normal life, and then I talk about deep underground military bases and what it was like to be trafficked with the other children and put through MK Ultra and super soldier projects. So I try to take the reader and put them in my shoes so they understand what I'm getting at. And when they hear the word super soldier, it's not a fantastical word, but instead something they can relate to.
Well, Holly, it's interesting because there's a million trolls out there, and I get trolled all the time. You do. All of our speakers that Hear the Watchmen do. It's just part of the deal, And people have a hard time with the super soldier thing and all that stuff and the underground military facilities, but I'm telling you, they're real. And you look at what's going on today. Let's just take Field McConnell, for instance. Field fought against child trafficking, and he's fought against the pedophilia rings, and now he's in jail. And we're working hard to try and get him out. But all of this is real. In your experience going through after you were saved and you came to Jesus and all that, what did you find the reception was of people when you said, I'm an ex-super soldier?
They did not understand, or they shunned me. They just turned around and walked away. They wanted no part of it. And I guess I prefer the word super soldier over being called SRA, satanically ritualized and abused, and DID, dissociative identity disorder. So, but I've been shunned completely.
And why do you think that is?
They don't understand. Their heads are in the sand. They've been indoctrinated. So they can understand going into a movie theater and watching superhero movies and the X-Men. But when they finally come to find out that these projects of human experimentation are real, all of a sudden there's cognitive dissonance and they can't wrap their minds around it.
Yeah, it is interesting. There was that series, I guess it's still running on Netflix, Stranger Things, that dealt with some of this. And people are way willing to watch that. And the guys that made that show talk openly about this is real. This is not just, what we're doing is a show, it's entertainment, but this aspect is real. Now, how difficult was it for you to come out of all that?
To get out of the project's very difficult because you're trying to work through that programming and come out of it. You've been like for me, I've been hypnotized and programmed to look at things one certain way. And then to come out of that, I'm fighting against everything that I was taught and had learned about at that time for 37 years. And then for me, I had to basically forget everything I was taught, open up my Holy Bible, start reading it, and find people that were able to help re-educate me on things the right way. So it was very difficult to break down that programming and come out of the hypnotism and the fog and confusion of it all, and to know the truth.
Yeah, and you're not the only one that I've met that's been through this experience, and so I've heard lots of different stories, and it's chilling. I mean, to hear the stories. Which do you get into that in your book?
Absolutely. I still have more stories. So my close friends are teasing me, saying, "Oh, you're going to write a second book," and I keep saying, "Oh, you're nuts. It's bondage. It's too time consuming and grueling to write a book." But I do get into the memories. I talk about the other kids I was trafficked with and what it was like to be with them. For instance, the cover of my book, I drew the cover of my book with crayons, and I'm by no means an artist. But the cover of my book has two kids locked in a cage, and I have permission to say this, but it comes from a memory of Joseph Mangley electrocuting us. And it's me and David John Marrow that are locked in the cage. So I drew that memory as the cover of my book. And the name of my book is Kids in a Cage.
Wow. And it's interesting how, people, we hear about child trafficking, and people always associate it with sex,
Yeah.
and what people don't realize is that's just one portion of it. That's it's a heinous crime, but it is just one portion of it. Now, you mentioned the other person that was in the cage with you. Are they out now? Are they, have they come through this whole battle?
Yes, they still suffer in their average life, but yes, thank heavens, they have made it through these projects, and we are friends to this day, and we talk almost daily. And it's definitely helpful in my recovery to know that he survived and he came through this, and everything's going to be okay. But the great news is that he's also a brother in Christ.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, now, when you were writing the book, and you were going back to these situations that you were in, did it bring on a rush of emotion and feelings that you'd kind of like gotten away from for a while?
Yes, actually. I would sit there typing, and there were certain sections of the book that while I was typing, the tears were coming down my face. And because I still have some hardships, what I would do is speak out loud like I'm talking to you, Mike, and I would type what I was saying. And so as I'm speaking it, I'm typing it, and the tears were coming down my face. I could feel the tone in my voice rise, and it was extremely emotional. What's up online right now is my first rough draft. I had to make my way through a lot of computer hackings and people trying to crash my computer. So the second I finished it, I copyrighted it. So right now I'm going through it with my editor, and she's helping me. And I have to tell you, I can't wait till the process is over, Mike, because I'm just reliving it, and it's dragging down my mood, and it gets difficult,
Yeah, well, good on you for doing it, man. That's brave. I mean, it truly is. Now, what is it that you hope, what is it you hope that people take away from your book?
That Yud-Hey-Vav-Hey loves them. And if he's willing to save me from a cage and turn my life around, then imagine what he can and will do for you. I want them to know how much God loves them. That's what I hope they take away from the book. As a matter of fact, the very first sentence and the very last sentence of my book says, God loves you. And I hope that's what they take away from it.
Wow. That's amazing stuff. Now, other than on the internet and through your website, do you have plans to publish this or something like that, to self-publish it? What is your plan?
I haven't thought of it because I'm on a fixed income. I would love to be able to publish it, but right now I figured the easiest and fastest way to get it into people's hands was just to create the website and put it up there so they can easily access it. Well, and they don't have to pay for it.
but let's say, I understand they don't have to pay for it, but let's say somebody wants to make a donation to you or in some way. How do they do that?
Well, if you go to my website, www.hollybaglio.com, it tells you how to make a donation as well as how to reach out to me. And I'm on tons of social media platforms, and I give the links so people can email me and reach out to me on any platform they're on. and everything that they would need to know or want to know can be found there on the website.
That's great. I mean, so folks, again, go to hollybaglio.com. Help her out a little bit. I mean, she poured her heart into this book. I mean, she's offering it to you for free. But, you know, it doesn't hurt to drop a buck in the basket, so to speak. So, Holly, where do you go from here? What is your plan? I mean, what do you have in mind for your future? Are you going out and speaking, or what is it that you're doing?
Honestly, I would love to be a speaker at a conference, and I'm hoping that a Hear The Watchmen conference is in my future, to be honest.
I was going to say, I know a guy that does conferences.
I would love to. But yes, I would like to be able to be a speaker and let people understand this a little bit better.
Well, I think that that's important because there is such confusion out there about all of this stuff. You know, there was it was Field that disclosed some of the underground camps for children at military facilities. And, you know, it finally came that certain people admitted, yeah, they were there, but they're not there anymore, you know, blah, blah, blah. Now, at what age were you taken?
Honestly, I was born into these projects.
Wow.
So for the first I'm 45 now, so for the first 37 years of my life, my very first memory goes back to 3 years old of being in these dumps.
Wow.
So my whole life, I was born into them.
Wow. Did you hear that, folks? She's 45. She obviously is a super soldier. Look at her. She don't look a day over 30. But, you know, I mean, the thing is that you've come through this, and now you're basically an activist against it. And in doing that, you must be subject to a tremendous amount of flack and attacks and things like that.
Yes.
What do you see in that realm?
Oh boy, I just see me growing a thicker and thicker and thicker skin, to be honest. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to shut up. There's still kids in cages. There's still kids being trafficked, and they need us now more than ever.
And you know, we know that this is still going on. Who do you truly believe is behind all this?
The Illuminati families, such as, am I allowed to say that?
Sure. You say
okay. Rothschild's number one, them.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because we were having a conversation about that the other night, and I forget who it was that mentioned the Rothschilds owned something, and we were all like, "You've got to be kidding me!" But yes, the Illuminati is behind this and many other things that go on. Now, when you came to the remnant body of Christ, when you came to the church, and I'm not talking brick and mortar church necessarily, how was your reception there? Were you shunned there, or did people bring you in?
No, actually, that was the only place I had to go. Half the people had their reservations saying, oh, it's just a spiritual attack. It's all in your mind. But when I said, no, this is real, like, listen to me, I have to be honest. That was the only place that I was accepted, was in church with the evangelists and pastors that I still follow today.
Wow.
And I'm so grateful for them. I wrote about them in my book. I even wrote about you too, Mike.
Uh-oh.
Yes. My ministries mean the world to me. Without you guys, I would be lost, because you pray for me, you give me love, you spend time with me, and that is everything. There's a bunch of things I want to tell you about, Mike. When I finished my book in October, I wanted to fly out to California at your conference and hand this book to you in person, but I was unable to attend the conference because I needed a pet sitter.
Yeah, no, I get that. We have the same issue.
So instead, I went to go see Russ Ditstar and show him the book instead. But to be here sitting with you and my other ministries, I'm really blessed. But see, Abba also led me to you guys because I needed help and I needed family. So he led me to you guys. And I'm real grateful to you.
And when you have come to the conferences, have you met people that you stay in touch with and made friends?
Yes, some of your crew, Mike, I still keep in touch with to this day. They're wonderful people. At the last conference I went to was the International SRA Conference in Ohio, and I met another, I don't know how you say it, fellow cage survivor. So he had remembered me from being locked in the cages, and him and I met in October, but we keep in contact, and it's helpful for our recovery because we have another child that we remember from back in the day, and they're safe, they're sound. I'm here, I'm safe, I'm sound, and it just really goes to help us both.
Wow. So now, as you go through your life today, are you at a point where sometimes that's like, it's, you're just living life today, you're being close to Jesus, and that part of your life doesn't enter into your mind?
When I'm lucky, yes. When I'm lucky, yes, I can just focus on Yeshua and focus on my faith. Currently, I'm taking Russ Dizdar and Thomas Dunn's 8-month training course to be a freedom deliverance mentor. Although I have no intentions of being a counselor, however, I do want the formal education to match my personal experience. And I want to be a better friend and prayer warrior to other people that have helped me, so I can turn around and pass along the favor, so to speak.
Well, what comes to mind when I'm talking to you is the full armor of God, because you must have it on. I mean, because to deal with the attacks and the things, and I've seen it. We've tried to do shows before, and all of a sudden, like out of the blue, something goes wrong with technology or things like that. So you must have that on as you're out there. When you have that full armor of God on, do you feel protected and safe?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, even in the middle of the night, I might toss a little bit and slightly wake up, and immediately I'm in prayer to Heavenly Abba. I'm always praying for the covering of the blood of the Lamb and my full armor. I even put it on my cat and dog. I kid not. Yes.
No, I know. My wife does that with our pets, and especially if one of them's kind of acting demonic. I mean,
Oh, that's the cat.
Yeah, that's the cat.
He's sleeping right now. Shh.
But how exciting! I'm so thrilled that you have this book out. And again, folks, go to Baglio, BAGLIO.com, and you can go there. You can get her book, and again, make a little contribution. It's not going to kill you, to help her to continue on. So, do you feel another book inside you?
Boy, I'm gonna. Yes, I do. I don't want to write it, but yes, I do. I do, because I have more memories that I'd like to share, and in sharing those memories, other people can relate, and maybe it'll help wake them up if they were used in these projects or trafficked. Or maybe they're just undergoing spiritual attacks, and my testimony can help shed light on their experiences.
And there certainly are a lot of spiritual attacks going on today, aren't there?
There are, yes.
I mean, you look at everything going on in the world today, and I was talking to Dr. Michael Lake earlier, and we were talking about it. The time has come, folks, where you need to get close to God. That's where we are right now. We're not date setters. But take a look around. You look at what's going on in the Middle East. You look at Australia. I mean, talk about scorched earth. You look at that. You look at 3 volcanic eruptions, within 3 days. I mean, it's crazy what's happening out there. And it's crazy the attacks from a political standpoint and all that's actually happening in the world today. So, Holly, that's all the time we have today for this one, but we'll have you back on for another one. Folks, just please, go to Holly's website, check it out. Go to hearthewatchman.com, check it out. There are resources available to help you through these times, but you have to avail yourself of them. Holly, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to be with us.
Thank you, Mike. It is so great to see you again, and I can't wait for the next conference.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's good to see you. Now, listen, folks, as we always say here on the Watchman's Report, there's absolutely nothing that you can't do with Jesus in your heart, except nothing at all. You got to get out there. You got to do the footwork. You got to be a part of the remnant body of Christ, making things happen for Jesus. So we'll see you next time here on the Watchman's Report.
Okay, hang on a second, guys. Let me flip my screens around a little bit. Is that it? Yes. Hang on. Alright. It's a little bit too big. But, so what'd you guys think? Sorry, I'm sitting behind the computer vaping and typing and making noise. But I wanted to watch my interview with you guys and see what you thought, see if you had any questions that I can answer now. Just, wow, I gotta tell you, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Hey, Chris R., it's great to see you, sweetheart. Thank you, Deaf Bread. I love you guys very, very, very much. I adore you guys, you know, and I think that's why I'm always running videos, is because I just want to come hang out with all of you. Yes. Thank you. Natanya, I hope I'm saying your name right, sweetheart. I'm really humbled. I'm really humbled. Hey, Jody. Okay, there's a question in the chat room. Ben, I didn't buy stuff to cancel frequencies. The only thing I can do is get covered in the blood of the Lamb. The question in my chat room is, Jesus Christ is the only way, said you mentioned about the Rothschild family. Can you explain what that means? I've never heard about that. They're responsible for these projects. I don't know if you've ever heard Aaron Rothschild's testimony or James Casbolt, also known as Michael Prince's testimony. They mention the Rothschilds in their testimonies. I'm going to stay general if you don't mind. You guys have all heard about, hey, Seller, we've been missing you, sweetheart. Where have you been? I'm going to keep it general. You guys have all heard about the satanic Illuminati bloodlines. There's 13 of them. You know, you have the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Merovingian, if I'm even saying that right, bloodline. You have the Collins. So there's like 13 Illuminati satanic bloodlines. They are the people that are above they basically are the people that own and run this world. So below them is our government and military, and below them is us. So these 13 Illuminati satanic family bloodlines, they're on top of everything. They are the ones that created and are in control of MK Ultra projects and Super Soldier projects and deep underground military bases. And we know that the Rothschilds own the banking financial systems. I'm sure there's better people to explain this stuff than me. It's hard for me to regurgitate information. I'm better at trying to explain what I went through and put you guys in my shoes to let you know what I went through than I am explaining how these Illuminati families run things. If you've ever heard of James Casbolt's testimony, he says that he was a part of these projects such as Project Ibis, and that he has the same genetics as the Rothschild family. I was born into these projects, so it wasn't like, if you've ever heard the story with the Montauk boys, where, runaway kids would be picked up off the street and taken into Montauk and tortured and traumatized. My story's different because I was born into these projects. They paid to create me. So there was gene splicing. So you have my mother's DNA, my father's DNA, and then you have a third DNA. I was created basically a test tube baby, a petri dish baby. And I was created, these satanic Illuminati families, they pay money to create super soldiers, or at least this is my testimony. I'm not sure about other people's testimonies. I can't speak to that. But they paid to create us. They paid to create an Uberman. And I hope I'm explaining it probably not too well. Forgive me. Wow, Aaron Rothschild got over 1 million views. Amazing. That is awesome. I hope she's doing well, her and her family, and her loved ones. I really admire her. I'm really grateful that she gave her testimony, because back in 2014, when the program, MK Ultra programming, started to wear down on me and my memories were coming back, her testimony was very, very helpful for me to come to terms with everything, to understand what happened to me. But, there's a bunch of people that have done testimonies. You can find them like at Project Camelot and on Miles Johnston's website, the Bases Project. There's some super soldiers that came forward, and I believe I recognized them from the DUMBs and from these projects. So what I'd like to say is, I don't know these people personally. I do recall them from the DUMBs. There's some people. But I vouch for, like James Casbolt, Aaron McCullum, Kieran Lee Perrin, David Merrow. I vouch that they're telling you the truth about their testimony and about what happened to them, including Aaron Rothschild. They're telling you guys the truth about what happened to them. And the reason why I would even say I vouch for them is because I believe I was there, a part of these same projects. They're not lying to you. And I really look up to these people for putting out their testimony, coming forward, risking their lives, to let us know what the powers that be are actually doing in this world. SoCo rocks. How are you? Welcome. Shauna Hall, it's great to see you. Luna Nova, welcome. I love you too. I'll have to check out Cheryl Hersha. V, thank you. Thank you. Do you guys have any other questions? I probably didn't explain myself well. I apologize. I can't wait for Yud-Hey Vav-Hey to finally put an end to the Luciferian satanic regime, or reign, rather. We have a ways to go. Hold on to Father Abba. I agree with you, Heather and Gary. It's great to see you guys. So, as far as I'm concerned, I was born into these projects. So for the first 37 years of my life, that's all I remember. My memories go back to when I was 3 years old, being in these DUMBs. So I've been in these DUMBs for a long time. I was born into them, into these projects. And so were a lot of the other kids. But then again, can't say that. Not every person that's been used in MK Ultra is born into these projects. Like I said, sometimes runaways are kidnapped and brought into these projects. Sometimes, kids are kidnapped and trafficked and put into these mind control projects. You've all heard of Epstein. Well, that's a sex traffic ring that traffics children. But to an extent, there's also mind control used in that. Some kids were just used in these projects. They weren't necessarily born into them. They were kidnapped and brought there. I was actually created. So that's why they had me my whole life. I believe that the human experimentation started with my grandfather in World War II. He would come home and tell Graham all the time how him and the other soldiers were given LSD and marijuana just to see what it would do. He was a chef on a minesweeper ship. And if you guys research the Philadelphia experiment, I believe it is, minesweeper ships were used in the Philadelphia experiment. Hey, Ozzy, it's great to see you. I've been meaning to call you. I'm so far behind, Ozzy. You should see my inbox. I just don't know where to begin with that. I'm a little bit bombarded, and I'm actually going to be offline starting tomorrow through the end of the week into the weekend. So I'll be offline from Wednesday until Sunday. I have some things that I have to take care of. Forgive me. So, hey, the Bill Show, what's going on? It's great to see you. I was watching your video on archives the other day. Do you still go to the underground facilities, or are you more free now? Oh, yeah, I'll answer it. You're welcome to ask me whatever you want. Don't worry about triggering me. Don't worry about that. Just ask. If I can't answer your question, I'll just tell you I can't answer it, or I don't know, or if I do answer it, I'm putting myself in danger. So, actually, no. I do not go to these underground facilities anymore. When Joseph Mangley let me go in 2008, he told me that if I ever came back, they would kill me. I suffered from Stockholm Syndrome. He was one of my programmers. The other names of other programmers I don't speak because I worry that if I do speak their name, harm could befall me. The other programmers are very much alive. They're wealthy, they're powerful, and in my humbled opinion, they'll never be brought to justice. So for me to say their names, I'd just be painting a target on my back for no just cause. That's why I want Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, to return as soon as possible. When I was in the military. Wow, you were... Hey, Karen, how are you? Here, I'll put the link in. So I just actually ran the interview that I had with Mike Kerr. I wanted to sit back and watch it with you guys, but there's the link for Hear The Watchmen, Mike Kerr. There's the video. I think it came out really, really well. I'm really pleased with it, because I get a little bit nervous when... Hey, Luna, no problem. I have... Ask away. It's easier if you ask me questions, because then I know where to start. So, what was I going to say? I just lost my my train of thought. Yes, Joseph Mangley was one of the programmers. I don't use names in my book. I try to give everybody a title. Some people I reached out to see if I could use their name, and they've said no. And I can respect that. Or they just, or I just didn't ask permission, and I won't be able to say their name. But David Marrow gave me permission to use his name, because he's also on the drawing of the cover of my book. But yeah, Joseph Mangley, he let me go. They let me go. That's how I was able to get out of these projects, is because they let me go. So praise be to Yud-Hey Vav-Hey. Yeah, in 2008, he let me go with another super soldier. She went her way, I went my way, and I then turned to ministries that I still follow online to this day. She did something else with her life. I don't believe that she's a Jesus lover like myself, but I wish her all the love, all the best I can wish her, and pray for her and her family. I hope she stays safe and protected in Yeshua's name. In December 2011, I had flown out to Colorado, and I was approached by 3 super soldiers at that time, and they had said to me, well, Holly, we're going to come forward to the public. I was like, you're not getting me on TV, you're nuts. And lo and behold, look, we have HTV now, so I guess I changed my mind on that. But yeah, it's all in my book. Thanks, Celador. I appreciate it. Why did they let me go? Good question. I agree with you, Shauna Hall. Why did they let me go? I don't know why, Chris. I can speculate, though. I would think, now I'm speculating, I would think it's so they could basically flex their muscles, so to speak, so they could turn around and say, hey, look what we created, look what we did with your tax dollars, look at what we've been doing this whole time right underneath your noses, and you guys haven't been the wiser. Oh yeah, and by the way, everybody who's dumbed down, we did that too by mass mind control. They found out ways to still mind control people without having to put them through trauma and torture-based techniques. Am I saying that right? Like video games. That's a form of mind control. Every time you let your kid get onto a video game and play that garbage, they are being mind controlled. It is also, in those video games, it is also opening up doors in your child's mind. And when doors are open, demonic forces, fallen entities can then get a foothold. In these video games, they show you demons. In these video games, they even show you satanic rituals. So while your kid is sitting there thinking it's just a game and letting the TV pacify them and babysit them, they're actually learning about the demonic realm, the spiritual realm. And you're better off teaching your child about the Holy Bible than you are letting a video game teach your child about it. Hey, it's West Coast. How are you? It's great to see you. Thank you, Celador. I'm trying to catch up with my chat room. Forgive me. Am I missing anything? Holly, what's the deal with the hex on the earth and dragon ley lines? Ben, good question. I hope I understand your question. Ley lines? All the pyramids are built on ley lines. That's like, you know, the earth is living, and there's places on the earth that I guess energy and power flows through these places, and they're known as ley lines. If you look at the Great Pyramids, they're on a ley line. Look at Washington, D.C., that's on a ley line. I think they put buildings there so they strategically build buildings there. And in the ancient of days pyramids, because they were trying to harvest the earth's energy and the earth's power. And ley lines are basically the grid for that. But you should do your own research because, again, I'm terrible regurgitating information and trying to explain things. So if I did a bad job, I apologize. And if I'm incorrect, I don't mean to be, but please definitely do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Look these things up. On these ley lines, there's also more, how do you say it? You're inclined to have spiritual experiences on these ley lines as opposed to not being on a ley line. Like paranormal activity is heightened on these ley lines and where the ley lines cross each other. Oh, smartphones are terrible. Curtis Gaskin, welcome. Probably did a really bad job at explaining all of that, and I apologize. Pyramids line up with Orion's belt. Delphi's tower lines up with the Pleiades. Yes. There you go, Uncle Obvious. Yep. Yes. Yes, the earth does breathe. Gorilla Guru, how are you? Welcome. Thank you. So, alright, I'm going to drop this in the chat room again. So, okay, my book's on my website, right? There's 4 tabs called D and V. That's for dreams and visions. So if you feel like reading my book, while you're reading it, there's also 4 pages of pictures that I drew of dreams and visions that God gave me, but also there's a couple super soldier memories. What happened was when I woke up December 2014, I started to draw pictures so that way I could take everything that was inside of my mind and get it on paper so I could see what I was looking at. It felt like my super soldier memories were kind of starting to get tangled up in the dreams and visions that Abba gave me. Some of my memories from the Dumbs were getting tangled up with the end time prophecy dreams that Abba was giving to me. So what I did was I started to draw pictures of everything that I could remember and that was in my head. So I uploaded 70 drawings to my website. So while you're reading my book, which is 70 pages, it's ironic how this turns out. It's definitely Heavenly Abba who did this, but my book's 70 pages, and then I have 70 drawings up online for you guys to look at while you read it. 70 pages and 70 pictures. So, yeah, does anybody have a link? Thank you, Natanya. I hope I'm saying your name right, sweetheart. I like your name. Does anybody have a map of ley lines? I'd sure like it too. Hey, Michelle Lyon, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Can I give them another website? What website do you want, Ben? What are you looking for? I'm sorry. Forgive me, I missed something. Sounds like someone wanted Holly to warn humans of the evil that resides around all of us. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, everything's on the website. The book, the drawings. I have poetry on there. I have a few of my interviews on there. I've done 50 interviews, but I think I only put up about 8 interviews on my website. What else is on there? I have like a photo gallery and everything. Can't post links. Are you trying to post something, Kenzie? If you're trying to post something, let me know and I'll wrench you up. Hit you with a wrench is big with ley lines. I think you're right, Chris. The 33rd parallel. I've heard a bunch of stuff like that before about the 33rd parallel. So what time is it? 11 o'clock. Boy, I gotta wake up early tomorrow. Yeah, I think Ben's referring to Russ Dizdar. Russ Dizdar's awesome. I write about Russ Dizdar in my book. Him and the SIIU team are really, really, really great. The wrench is great. Hi, Reg Perrin, welcome. Dumbs actually have origin in Babylon in a sense. Brainwashing and confession to a priest began there, as did organized religion itself. Initiation and instruction took place physically underground. Thank you, Reg. Okay, Kenzie. Try it now. You can drop a link now. Frankincense and fresh garlic, it wards off evil spirits. Anoint yourself with the oil. Ask Yeshua to remove any spirits on or around you. We do every day. Thank you, Shauna. That's Russ Dizdar's website, www.shadowthedarkness.net. He's great. Thoughts on impeachment? Yes. Bill, that's a great question. I believe that Trump is going to be president again in 2020. I'm not going to hit anybody with a wrench. I was just going to wrench you guys up. I don't think he's going to be impeached. I think he's going to be president again, and then I think that's when there's going to be an assassination attempt made on his life publicly. Like, we know that Trump gets threats and attempts are made against his life, but I think publicly he's going to be shot. But I think he'll be president again. I think what they're doing with this impeachment is wasting the taxpayers' money, wasting everybody's time, and just basically letting Nancy Pelosi dance around the White House and do absolutely nothing productive. I agree, West Coast. He will be reelected and World War III will shortly follow. I agree. I made a picture about this. How do I link it up? I want to show you guys a picture, but how do I do it? Oh, image. Give me 1 second. Image. All right, and we'll talk about it more. Where am I? Hang on. What did I call that drawing? Give me a second, and I'll bring it right up, if you guys don't mind. I definitely want to talk about this because it's on my mind. This stuff is always on my mind. Excuse me, I'm vaping in the background. Where is... There it is. Uh-oh. Well, that didn't come out so hot. Hang on. Alright, this picture is up on my website, but now I'm going to show you guys. Can you see it? Okay. Let me try to explain this. Oh, the Bill Show. West Coast is pretty good. He's got a channel. I'm curious about this stuff too, to be honest. Okay, so the drawing that you guys are looking at, Yud-Hey Vav-Hey, our creator, gives me dreams and visions. And when he gives me dreams, he'll put me in a bubble, so to speak. The bubble is symbolic of my covenant with him. But he'll put me in a bubble, or like in this drawing you see, there's a raft floating down the river. There's fish in the river, there's rocks in the river, The sun is out. You can see I tried to draw trees and bushes on the side. Abba gives me, he shows me a lot in my dreams. They're continuous dreams. So in this drawing particularly, there's me, the pink little spot. We're on a raft, and in this dream specifically, we're on a raft, and there's 7 of us. In the dream, there's this white guy, and he was building me a house, and the raft got caught on something. We got stuck, and this white guy pushes me back, and he said, well, not push like forcefully, but he put out his hand and said, Holly, no, this is a man's job. I'll get us unstuck, and I'll get the raft moving again. So he jumps into the river, and the next thing I hear is, like a thud on the bottom of the river, or on the bottom of the raft. So I go to the side of the raft, and there's other people there on the raft with me, but I go to the side of the raft, I put my arms in the water, I can't get the guy. So I end up jumping in the river, grabbing the guy, finding the guy in the water, grabbing him, bringing him over to the raft, and the other people helped to pull him up on the raft. When I looked at the guy's head, there was a head wound. And in the dream, I bandaged up this guy's head wound, and I said, which is odd, but I'll just tell you for what it is. In the dream, I said, this isn't supposed to happen. We're in the Great Tribulation. He's not supposed to have a head wound. He's supposed to be healed and cured. So, okay, in reality, I think that's our president. Now, I guess the reason why I'm pointing out it's a white guy is because our last president wasn't. And I thought our last president was going to be the Antichrist. I thought this was going to happen to the former president, Barry. But in my dream, it was a white guy. And currently, our president of the U.S. is a white guy. So I think this pertains to Trump. I think they're going to do an assassination attempt on his life. They're not going to kill him. They're going to wound him. But it's not going to kill him. Or they'll reanimate him and bring him back to life. And what brings him back to life will be a principality. Because you have to remember that our president is not saved to Yeshua HaMashiach. Neither is his wife or their family. And to sign those Noahide lies into effect, let me take that down. To sign these Noahide laws into effect, you're obviously not going to be a Jesus lover, because in the Noahide laws it says that if you give your faith to anybody except for God, it's considered an idol. And under the Noahide laws, Jesus is considered an idol. Hey, thanks, West Coast. Yeah, I guess it was a woman's job after all. I can't stand Pelosi either, Chris. So I think that's our president. I think they're going to shoot him, and I think it's going to be done publicly. But I think he's going to still live. Did you guys ever hear about the story of Osiris from ancient Egypt? He was chopped up into pieces. His wife went around the world to find all of his body parts, and then she brought all the body parts back together except for his lower abdominal area, so to speak. Anyway, Osiris, she brought all of his body parts back, put them together, and then they brought Osiris back living again. Like Nimrod. Yeah. I think they're going to try to do that with Trump, if that makes any sense. Thanks, the Bell Show. Yes, that part. Yeah, that was the one part that his wife could not find. And that's why you see, what are they called? I'm thinking of the word phallus, but I don't know if that's the right term. But, in Washington, D.C., you have that monument. I think they're called obelisks. Obelisks are basically phalluses. So, hey Bruce, it's good to see you. How you been? The original Humpty Dumpty. The Simpsons cartoon predicted his assassination. There is lots shown right before our eyes, years in advance. I agree with you, Natanya, completely. That's programming right there. You're absolutely right. They put it right there in front of your face, hidden in plain sight. And now all of these things are coming true. Right from The Simpsons. Hey, Sand and Sunaholic, how are you? Oh, I like when you're a part of my live streams. Sorry I don't want to go on camera right now, but that's partially due because I took a nap today, so, I'm a mess right now, and I don't want to be seen. Yep, it's all programming. It's strange. I was thinking about The Simpsons today, as a matter of fact, how they kept putting up, 9/11, in The Simpsons, in the cartoons, there's different spots, on the comic book they hold up in the cartoon, it says 9/11. Today, when I went out to my post office box, I stopped into 7-Eleven, and my bill came out to $9.11. And that's what I thought of, was The Simpsons. And then before I went out to walk my dog and somebody called me, I looked down at the phone and the time says 9:11 p.m. And I kept thinking of The Simpsons. Even the Looney Tunes, Donald Duck. I'm going to have to check that out. But yeah, The Simpsons, it is loaded with all of that programming, hidden in plain sight. Look at the cartoons that have Trump in them, in the Simpson cartoon when Trump shows up. They're all predisposing us to what's going to happen. I call that place underground, White Room. Back to the Future, Matrix cartoons all refer to 9/11. Yep. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. I hope you like it. I hope to land more interviews. Honestly, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to do public speaking engagements, like conferences. I really enjoy that. And I definitely want to keep doing interviews. I have 2 coming up, one January 30th and one March 30th, but I can't talk about them yet because I can't. If I do, I'll fall under spiritual attack. There'll be technical difficulties. We'll have to cancel. So it's usually not until the very moment that we go live that I let anybody know where the interview is taking place, what channel it's on. But I hope to do more interviews, and I hope to definitely do some public speaking, face-to-face with people. I really like doing that. Do you think that programming in shows is a kind of hypnotism? Yeah, I do, Sand and Sunaholic. I do. It predisposes you to what's going to happen. So when it does happen, you're not going to have a reaction. You're going to be tolerant. I'm not explaining it right. I'm terrible with this. Yes, it's hypnosis. Look at how people act over football. They gotta watch it, they gotta watch it. Look at, if you ever notice, people are always like, don't bother me, my program's coming on. And they're glued to the TV. Look at The Walking Dead. That's programming right there. Aaron Carter went live and he signed off, and it was 9 likes and 11 dislikes with 19 watching. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Sand and Sunaholic. Me too. Doc Michael, how are you? Is your spiritual confirmation number? It's great to see you, Doc. Your dad tried so hard not to let you watch The Simpsons, then he watched it and said it's okay. And meanwhile, looking back on it, it's not okay. I wonder how much we are programmed. It's probably so subtle. I agree. But also don't forget you have the Gwen Tower sending out frequencies that can cause you to be in an altered state of mind, that can cause you to, you know, if you ever notice you're driving down the highway and cars are doing like 55 miles per hour going really slow, and then a couple days later you'll be driving down the highway and all the cars will be doing like 95 miles per hour. That's the Gwen Towers. That's the Gwen Towers sending out frequencies. Ow. The famous escalator scene of Trump on Simpsons, then in real life, then media related the similarities. Yeah, they did. They did. But yeah, those Gwen Towers can zone you out and cause you to react differently, put you in an altered state of mind. So that's why it's so important to be covered in the blood of the Lamb, because our God is bigger than their technology. And he protects us from all of that. So very real for each moment. I'm confirming you're seeing these 9/11 confirmations. Thank you, Doc. Osiris is a latter Egyptian equivalent of another myth stemming from Babylon also. Nimrod and Semiramis, the earliest version. The genitals had religious significance, thus kept after Nimrod's murder. Thanks, Reg. Hello, fellow Mon. How are you? Welcome. About as awake as one could be with all their asleep products. Right, Bill? I'm about as awake as I'll ever get myself. I'll see you later, Bill. I actually got to bounce too. It's almost 11:30 and I got a couple of things I got to take care of. Really, I just want to lay down and go to sleep. Actually, you know what? I can wake up extra early tomorrow and take care of it. Hang on, guys. Where's my Benadryl? Okay, so I'm going to take my Benadryl, hang out with you guys for about 15-20 more minutes. If you guys have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask. Ask away. Don't worry about thinking you're going to trigger me or upset me. Don't worry about stuff like that. I'm pretty well adjusted. Plus, with Yeshua, my golden bow by my side, everything's okay. I like talking about these topics. Anyway. Sweet dreams, Luna Nova. Sweet dreams, Sand and Sunaholic. I hope to catch you two next time. I probably won't run a live stream until next week. So, because I'm going to be offline. But, So what else can I talk about with the last few moments that we're here together? What do you guys want to talk about? Anything? Ah, West Coast Tribulation uploaded a video. I want to watch that. Okay, where'd you guys go again? Yes. Crystal Lane, I love you. How are you? Ah, much love to you too, sweetheart. Much love. I actually have homework to do because I just started taking Restistar's 8-month training course, and I gotta read Mark 2 times. So I'm going to read through it once, but the second time I read it, I'm going to run a video and take you guys with me and read it to you guys for my second time. I know that I need to read my Holy Bible more. So I figure while I'm reading it more, I can feed you guys on Yud Hey Vav Hey's Living Logos. And also, if you guys, I want to put this out there, if you guys are writing a book and you need an editor, please let me know, because my editor totally rocks. She's awesome. She's brilliant and on point, hard worker. You'll have to pay her for her time, but she's awesome. So if any of you, I encourage all of you to write a book. Really, I do. About your spiritual attacks, about your walk with God. If you've been a part of these MK Ultra projects or your SRA or DID, I encourage you and implore you to write a book. Come forward, because with your testimony, you're going to help other people. And with your testimony, you're also encouraging the other survivors to stand tall, to come forward, to not be afraid, to get the truth out there, and to get the public awake and knowing what's going on. There's power in numbers. So if you guys write a book and you need an editor, please let me know. I will introduce you to my editor. She's just brilliant, wonderful. I love her so much. Elohim, are they demonic or am I? Hey, Peanut! I haven't seen you in forever, Peanut. What are you doing? Okay, so Luna has a question. What do I think of the Elohim? Are they demonic or am I misunderstanding? What are my thoughts? Okay. In my opinion, Luna, Elohim are the fallen ones, the fallen angels. Like when I have a brother in Christ, and I always say, God bless you, Galen, son to the Most High Elohim Adonai. The Most High Elohim Adonai. Elohim are fallen angels. I would say that, yeah, their intentions are not going to line up with our intentions. They're not going to line up with the Holy Bible and what God has planned. So I would say that, yes, some of these Elohim are nice. When I was on Sirius B in the secret space program, I worked for the Elohim, and they were nice to me. But just because they were nice does not mean that they're going to spend eternity in heaven with Heavenly Abba. In my personal opinion, they are demonic. I know there's people out there that say, there's different types of alien species, and aliens, meaning fallen angels or fallen ones. Some people say, hey, you know, there's some good spiritual beings out there, and they're not all harmful. You know what? I don't have an answer for that. There have been spiritual beings like Elohim that have been nice to me, and I know that when we get to heaven, even us humans are going to judge the angels. So, of course, whoever was nice to me, I'm going to say, Heavenly Abba, they were nice to me. That's my judgment. They were nice to me. You handle the rest. But I would be very leery and concerned. I mean, with little gray aliens, they always frightened me. They always scared me. But then there came a time when I got older, in my teenage years, that they stopped frightening me when they came in my room. Instead, they actually taught me how to fly their aircraft. But I wouldn't say that little gray aliens are nice or good or are good. I just wouldn't say that. But there came a point in time when they stopped terrorizing me and started training me with their technology. So I heard that when you bump into a reptilian, if you want to get on a reptilian's good side, to joke around with them, to crack jokes, make a reptilian laugh. That probably is not helpful to you, but again, it's just my personal opinion. Peanut, how have you been, hon? I'm glad to see you. Maybe your spirit and body now, and only body go in fire or earth, says Bruce, immortal. I notice some channels I follow are supporting them, but from my research, they are not in alignment with humanity. I agree, Luna. They're not in alignment. They have their own agenda. And I'd be very, very, very cautious, to be honest. Natanya says, they don't scare me. They taught me to accept their presence. Wow. Wow. I can't accept their presence. I personally can't do it. I ask Abba to keep me invisible to the enemy. I ask him to stand between me and the enemy. I ask him, the only presence that I'm comfortable with are the good angels and good spiritual beings that are in line with humanity and with Yud-He Vav-He's spoken word. I pray all the time for my home to be filled with the Holy Spirit, and for this home to be a sanctuary for the good angels, the warring angels, and the good spiritual beings that are serving Heavenly Abba and carrying out His will. So when I see them, I'm fine with their presence. I like seeing them. I like when they're here. But if these beings are not in line with Abba's spoken logos, I'm really not comfortable with it. But that's me. So, and I know that a lot of people have, different beliefs and different thoughts, so I'm not going to debate or argue with anyone, but I appreciate you allowing me to just share with you what I think. And I'm always happy to hear back everybody else's testimony too. But yes, it's true, I'm definitely a Jesus lover. So, but anyway, I accept everyone. No matter what. No matter what. I'm glad to know you're hanging in there, Peanut. Hi, Jesus Christ, friend, hello, or brother. Yeah, Seller, I want to catch up with you. I sent you a text message with Doc Michael's phone number in it. I might have to resend that to you so you have it. But this was, I think, last week. I'm so far behind, guys. Please forgive me. My inbox is full. Like, I tried to catch up with it the other day, and as many emails as I answered, it just filled up again. I'm like, oh no. I think people are starting to get mad at me because I'm so slow to respond, and I'm so slow to catch up with them. And I don't mean to be rude to them, because I know that they were kind enough to take their time to write to me. And they're my loved ones. They're my friends too. You know, I love talking to you guys. And I guess that's another reason why I run these videos, is because I can just get all of you here together at one time, at one spot, and hang out with you. The easy escape route. Round up the troops. How am I doing? I'm all right, Peanut. I am. Anna and I are more than halfway through editing my autobiography, and I can't wait to get done with it, because it's been a little bit trying for me for some reason. So I'm really looking forward to completing that, then updating my copyright with the edited version, and then I'll put up the edited version on my website in place of my first rough draft. But this is still going to take a couple of months. I'm okay, Peanut. I'm okay. Just okay. Not fabulous, not great. I'm okay. I was doing great yesterday after the interview with Mike Kerr. But then my mood dropped a little. Oh, you do have it, cellar door. Good. Okay, good. I love you to the moon and back. Haha, I'm stealing your comments. You can't speak at the moment. Aw. Well, I'm glad you're here typing to us. And I hope you feel better. And I'm praying against any spiritual attack or demonic entities that are coming up against you. Ah, Peanut, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've been battling depression, I think, for the past month. 2 months. I'd say month. Definitely a good month. Ever since my autobiography came out, I've been battling depression. You would think it'd be the opposite way around, but instead, that book made me fall under some spiritual attacks, hence why I'm suffering from depression. That, and I'm not big on winter. I can't wait for the spring again. I'm trying to think. You know what? I got to send an email to my attorney before I go to sleep. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, so I gotta get a new car insurance policy. I found out that I'm paying way too much for car insurance. So, thanks for hanging out with me for a while, guys. It's really nice to see you guys and hang out with you guys, I gotta tell you. You know, because that way, when I go to lay down, I can think about you guys and pray for you and feel comfort because of our friendships. And that brings me a lot of peace and happiness. The best part of me is my friends. You guys rock. I want you to know how dear you are to me, how special you are. You mean the world to me. I consider all of you to be my blessing from Heavenly Abba. I'd be lost without you guys, but you guys are the best part of me. To be honest. Start eating cashews a handful a day is equal to 1 Prozac pill? Are you kidding me? Really, Natanya? I am happy to hear that, because just the other day my loved one bought me a family pack of Mountain Mix, and it has cashews in it. So I'm set. And now that I know eating a handful of cashews is like taking a Prozac pill, I'm going to go through this bag pretty quickly. It's cool though. It has almonds and peanuts and cashews, and then chocolate pieces and raisins in it. I really, really, really like it. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for telling me. Sweet dreams, cellar door. Much love to you, honey. I really don't want to be offline from Wednesday until Sunday, but if you guys need me, call me. I'll still be checking like my inbox and my email and stuff like that. So feel free to contact me. It's just I won't be online. I got a bunch of stuff to take care of. You're a walnut fan, V? I love nuts. My grandmother used to get around the holidays this big, fat, huge bowl filled with nuts and leave the nut crackers out. And I'd sit there eating them all day long, just crushing the shells and eating the nuts. And look at that, we have a peanut in my chat room too. Let's crack his shell. Let's see what he's got inside. I'm teasing Peanut. Then fell off the earth. You went to get the link and then fell off the earth? Kenzie, you're too funny. I do that. Like I'll be reading an email. This happened to my sister. The other day she sent me an email and I'm reading it and something distracted me. I got up and walked away from my computer. When I came back I was so distracted I forgot to read the rest of the email. I hope she can forgive me. So, a bowl of nuts. Yes, a bowl of you, Peanut. Thanks, Ozzy. It's really nice to hang out with you. You know, I want to catch up with your videos too and get back to you. And Ozzy, please forgive me for being so slow, depressed. I ended up going out for New Year's, but I didn't get to see everybody I wanted to see, so I was away from my computer for a bunch of days. And now I'm going to be away from my computer again for a bunch of days. I wish I could tell you what was going on in my personal life, but I can't. But there's a very good reason why I won't be online. I'd rather be online, though. Much rather be online with you guys. DID sucks. Ah, you're telling me, Kenzie, it really does. It really does. You better come up, keeper. Come up. Come here. Come here. It's because you're in the way. My cat's in the way, so my dog won't move. Yeah, you know what? I'll just wake up early in the morning. I think what I'm going to do is when I shut this down, I'm just going to find some good videos to put up and relax. Meek William 12, it's great to see you. How are you? I love your shows. I love your channel. I love praying along with and for you and everyone in your chat. Thank you so much for your channel and what you do, William. It brings so much peace to me, and I'm so grateful for your hard works that you do while you serve Yud-Hey Vav-Hey. It's really a pleasure and honor to know you. You know, I've known you now for like 5 years. Remember, we met online about 5 years ago? And you've just been a really great friend to me. You've never put your back to me. You've helped me through rough, troubled times in my life. We met back online when I couldn't even speak. When I broke down from MK Ultra programming and all I could do was type. I couldn't talk. Praise be to Yud Hey Vav Hey. It's too cold to be comfortable. Just the other day it was like 60 degrees. And now I hear that there's going to be like a snowstorm coming or Arctic cold weather. I had therapy today. Oh, Kenzie, I'm praying for you, sweetheart. Oh, I would love to do an interview with you, William, anytime. Whenever you're free, you let me know. I would love to do an interview with you. I'd love it. Yeah, you helped me through quite a bit through the years. I don't know if you know it, but you did. You really did. You're a blessing from Heavenly Abba. I will trade you places, Kenzie. Oh, I love summer, although I don't like summer in a box. This past summer, I went to Tennessee, and the air conditioner broke, and I was staying in a camper. And within 5 hours, my cat, dog, and I had heat stroke. It was horrendous. Horrendous. We left and got a hotel for a week. And, but I'll tell you, down in Tennessee, it just gets too hot and muggy and humid. It's awful. Beautiful place. Awful heat. Make cowboy coffee? Do you have Skype? Because I only have access to my cell phone. I don't have a laptop. Yes, I do have Skype. Yes, William. So, I'll be back. Whenever you want to do it, William. You know what? I'll have to shoot you my cell phone number. That way you can just text me or call me to put it together. I'll do that through... I think you have Facebook, right? I have Skype. Where's my Skype address? I think my Skype address I have linked up to Facebook. So, if anybody wants to get in touch with me there, you can, but where is my address? Here we go. Skype name. Copy. Okay, here's my Skype name. I don't know if Ben's still here. I see that you messaged me. KJ and Casey. Oh, I hope they're doing well. Do I know them? Do you mean KJ Osborne? Don't worry about your language, Ben. My friend Ben is getting hit with bad frequencies. Pray, get covered in the blood of the Lamb. Absolutely, William. I welcome it. And then I can tell your viewers how great you are. What a great brother in Christ you are. And how much I appreciate having you in my life. Okay, while I'm thinking about it, I may as well do it now. Okay, where are you? William Anderson. No. Oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. Yeah, you're William Anderson. Where did my chat room go? Duh, you're right in front of me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, there you go. William, I sent it to you. I don't know who these people are that are sending me friend requests. Okay, good, you got it. Sweet. Awesome. Okay. Let me get back to you guys. Where am I? Okay, here I am. I'm back. Uncle Obvious, only protection is prayers. I would love to do that interview. I look forward to it, William. Definitely, 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 definitely. Absolutely. So, but thanks for joining me tonight, guys, and watching my interview with Mike Kerr with me. Sometimes I can watch my interviews, and other times I can't watch myself at all. There's a lot of interviews I can't watch that I've done. But, yes, please tell everybody about my book, my drawings, and I pray, I pour the blood of the Lamb on my internet pages, on all my social media platforms. I pray that when someone comes across my story, it encourages them to talk to Jesus, get saved and baptized to Him if they're not already, or if they're living a backslid life, that they turn back to Yeshua. I pray that by sharing my experiences, it helps other people survive their own experiences and get through what they're going through, to know that they're not alone, that there is someone out there praying for them, and that's here. And I just really hope people like it. Have you watched the Cheryl Hersha interview? I don't believe so, V. Let me write this down. Hersha interview. I don't think so. I'm bad with names. Let me look up that name really quick since I got you here. Cheryl Hersha. Wait, is it on YouTube? Let's see. I really wish I didn't take a nap today. It really messed with my whole day. Oh, Illuminati whistleblower. Huh. I bet you that's a great interview. I'll drop the link into my chat room. Thanks, V. I will definitely check it out. And where'd my chat room go? Here you guys are. Oh, you got it in there already. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Oh yeah, Peanut, Ozzy, Peanut. You're both good friends of mine. You know what? Maybe I can watch that while I'm falling asleep. So, what else can I tell you guys? Thanks for being my friend. Thanks for being in my life. I think about you guys constantly. I'd really like to start running like a video a day like I used to. But like lately I've been feeling like I'm all talked out, like I don't have anything to say. And I know I repeat myself a lot. I don't really like to do that. I wish I had permission to play this interview with all of you guys in my chat room. That way we could watch the interview together and talk together. But I can't do that. Abortion after baby is born is murder. Yes. I believe that even before it's born, it's murdering a child to get an abortion. Jennifer Guskin was another victim, but she was arrested a few months back. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. What'd she get arrested for? I pray for Field McConnell, who's in jail. I pray for his family. I pray for Jennifer. I hope she's okay. I hope this Benadryl kicks in soon. I would try my best. Oh, you're a sweetheart, Luna. I always wanted to have a son. But it just seemed like the guy I dated would make a bad father. Rotten husband. So I never had kids. She was arrested for not injecting her baby? Oh, that's that's not right. Oh, I lift her up to Heavenly Abba. I pray for her and her child. Oh, sweet dreams, Meek William 12. I love you, brother. I love you, brother, man. Now, Virginia governor infringing on Second Amendment. Yes, he is. I know some people that are going to that rally. One person I know decided not to go, and then there's a ministry I follow, Coach Dave Daubenmeyer. He's going with a bunch of people. And today, as a matter of fact, in his chat room this morning, I said, Coach, is there any way that I can convince you not to go? I'm worried that it could be a setup. I'm worried that Antifa will be there. I'm concerned. You know, this is not something that God put on my heart. This is just something, in my opinion. And someone else in the chat room responded to me that I shouldn't worry so much because there'll be militia and veterans there. And they won't let anything happen. She was rated on a live video. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that poor woman. Wow. I'd be a nervous wreck if I had kids right now, to be honest with you. I really would. I would be so concerned that somebody would try to come take them from me and force them to be a part of the same MK Ultra projects that I had to survive. And from my memory, not a lot of kids survived those projects. More kids were killed in the projects than anything. Somebody asked me, you know, how many kids survive these projects. I forget how the conversation came up, what we were talking about. And I said to them, I said, well, on one occasion that I can remember, I was in a dump and there were cages upon cages and they were stacked upon each other and there were anywhere from 5 to 10 kids in each cage. The white lab coats, the programmers, they electrocuted us. And I'd have to say there was at least 1,000 kids, if not more, like thousands of kids, hundreds to 1,000, easy. And after the electrocution was done, there was probably only about, at the most, 10 of us kids still left alive. In this memory that I have, the best way I can explain what it looked like, you guys know how you walk into a Walmart store, and in Walmart they have aisles of shells? Well, if you take out those shells and you replace them with cages, and then you put kids in those cages, that's what it looked like. Most of the kids never made it. I remember having to bear witness to a lot of kids being murdered. And if my memory serves me, which, my memories are fragmented still, in that memory, if there were 1,000 kids, only 10 of us survived. So those are the odds of surviving these MK Ultra projects, or at least what I was a part of. I pray for my close friend tonight. She's being treated for a tubal pregnancy. I join you in praying for your friend, and I also pray for you, Netanya, in Yeshua's name, Selah. Yes, I am a pet mom. I love my fur babies. I love animals. Type in a human experimentation channel. Yeah, like Sam's Club or like Costco, like that. That's what it looked like to me. I'll subscribe to it. Thank you, V. Armed police cars. Wow, I subscribe to the channel. Thanks, V. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me know. I like watching testimonies of other people. It jogs my memory. Your aunt died on Sunday. Vicky, I am so sorry for you and your family's loss. I pray for your aunt. I pray for you in Yeshua's name. I pray that Heavenly Abba comforts you during this time and that He provides for you and protects you. In Yeshua's name, I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Excuse me, I'm vaping. That's the noise that you hear. I gave up cigarettes and went back to vaping. It's better than smoking cigarettes anyway. At least for me. You will have to watch her first videos where she's painfully starts remembering. Thanks, V. Again, I want to tell you how awesome you guys are. Thanks for chilling with me. Thanks for wanting to hang out. I really deeply appreciate it. Like, you guys are the cure for my depression. What flavor am I vaping? Well, I just finished Sweet Caroline. That tastes like a cigarette, kind of like a Marlboro Light. But the one I'm smoking now is, I like this one. It's called Pachamama or Pacamama. It's passion fruit and raspberry. It's 6 milligrams of nicotine. I try to stay at 6 milligrams or 5 milligrams, although sometimes I notice that 8 to 10 milligrams is better I vape less, but eventually I'm going to have to stop vaping. I don't think it's going to be right now, though. Oh, I hope you have sweet dreams too, Luna. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Oh, Vicky. I'm so sorry. You have our prayers, Vicky. Your aunt has our prayers. My dad was on life support. Right before he died. Wow. Okay, guys, you know what? Heavenly Abba, I come before you. I lift up everybody who's in my chat room and all their loved ones and all their fur babies to you. I ask that you protect them while they sleep. I ask that you keep them invisible to their enemy, that no spiritual attacks fall upon them while they're resting peacefully. I pray for the covering of the blood of the Lamb and for all of our full armors to be on. In Yeshua's name, please send down your good warring angels, Heavenly Abba, to stand guard around everyone who's in my chat room as well as their loved ones and fur babies in Yeshua's name. Please bless them. Please let your will be done in their lives. Please protect them, provide for them, and care for them. Please shine your face towards them and shower them with love and your peace and your power and strength and authority. In Yeshua's name, Selah. Okay, guys, on that note, I really want to say thank you so much for chilling with me. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for watching my interview with me, and I hope that you all have a great night, and I am going to see you guys very soon. If I get bored over the next couple of days, I might run a live stream, but I'm not going to be around a computer, and I'm not sure if that's such a great idea to run it from my cell phone. Okay, guys, I'll see you soon, okay? Have a beautiful night, and thanks again for hanging out with me. I love you guys. I love you a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck. I'll see you in the morning. Take it easy, guys.